Okay, hello and good afternoon, everyone on the line. My name is Ryan Embry. I am the brand ambassador here at Travel Media Group. I want to first thank everyone on the line for taking the time to join me on this webinar, and I am super excited to share this information and content with you all. At the end of this presentation, I will be providing my direct contact information in case you had any sort of follow-up questions with the content that I will be sharing. You can also use the chat feature, which is located right there in your toolbar, to type any sort of questions or feedback. Now, I will be responding to those questions personally following the conclusion of today's webinar. So let's go ahead and get started to see if your hotel is on the fast track to a superior reputation and on pace to outrank the competition. So I wanted to start today's webinar by just stating, in today's hotel industry, checking online reputation reviews has really become a daily task in the operations of the modern day hotelier. However, more often than not, hoteliers are asking the wrong questions in regards to their ranking on these sites. They ask questions like, who is ranked higher than me? And who is ranked below me? They look at these rankings as something completely out of their control and focus only on the property and the number by their name. Now, what they should be asking is not who, but how. How is this property ranking higher than me? And how am I ranking higher than my competition currently? These are the questions that really focus on what matters, the reviews themselves. In this webinar, we're going to answer these questions to demonstrate how you can leverage reputation tracking tools to drive your hotel to the top of the reputation leaderboard. So just like any well-oiled machine, a vehicle needs fuel in order to get where it is going. Online reputation for hotels is no different. And if the #1 spot on TripAdvisor is our final destination, we will need fuel in order to get there. Now, unfortunately, TripAdvisor does not fully reveal the secret formula needed to achieve reputation market supremacy, but it does give us clues. And those clues are as followed. First is quality. This refers to the star rating associated with the reviews that you're receiving, anywhere from a 1-star all the way up to a 5-star. Obviously, the higher the rating, the better for you. The second is the quantity, or the amount of reviews that you're getting. This is the number of reviews you've been able to capture from travelers. Again, the more reviews, the better for your hotel. Recency. How recent are the reviews that you are receiving on your TripAdvisor page? The more recent, the more accurate that information is, and the better, again, for your hotel when it comes to ranking. And lastly, this is the newest clue that has since been added with the recent TripAdvisor algorithm, and that's performance of time. Performance of time does not just measure the recent performance of the hotel, but rather the consistency of quality and quantity over the entire lifetime of the hotel. The more consistent your hotel is, the better. With these factors, TripAdvisor is essentially giving hoteliers a roadmap to reputation success. But there's another aspect that hoteliers should consider, and that's the competition. If you do not know your market, then you do not know how to gauge if you're gaining ground on your competition, or even if you are on the right track to reputation and review success. Consider this example. Bob, a hotelier, started the year with a goal to be ranked in the top half of his market by the end of 2018. In 2017, his hotel averaged 8 positive reviews and 7 negative reviews a month. Bob gets with his staff and comes up with a plan to get more positive reviews and fewer negative reviews. Bob and his staff finished the 2018 calendar year averaging 14 positive reviews and only 5 negative reviews a month. Bob checks his ranking and is disappointed and frustrated to see, although they have moved up a few spots, he is far from his goal that he had hoped to achieve. How did this happen? Where did Bob go wrong? They're getting more positive reviews and fewer negative reviews than they had ever before. Well, what Bob did not know was his market and competition. If Bob had paid close attention and tracked his competitors' reputation and reviews, he would easily see why he did not hit his goal. When analyzing the reputation statistics for this area, we see that in this highly competitive market, hotels ranked in the top half of the market were receiving, on average, 17 positive reviews a month and only 3 negative reviews a month. So although Bob's reputation was improving each month, he was actually falling further behind from his goal and ultimately his competition. To put in an analogy, that is like upgrading from a golf cart to a minivan and trying to compete in a NASCAR race and still wondering why you lost, even though now you're technically faster. Although Bob is doing a great job of improving his reputation, if he truly wants to attain his goal, he would need to know his market and the pace of his current competition. So let's put this knowledge into practice. Today we're going to take a look at a real-life reputation race going on right now on TripAdvisor in a small suburban market in Washington State. But before we go live to the starting line, let's be sure not to make the same mistake Bob did and start by taking a look at our market and its current reputation trends. Now, the next slide is an example of a reputation marketing or tracking tool that our partners have access to that analyzes the pace of your competitors to show opportunities to outperform them in regards to reviews and overall reputation. So this is a market trend and analysis. From here, what we can see are all of the influx of reviews that are coming in this specific market. And what we're able to do is then attach them with some key factors. So we look at everything from an excellent 5-star review all the way down to a 1-star terrible review. So throughout the entire market, we can see at the very bottom that 85.9% of the reviews that are coming in are positive, and only 5.1% of the reviews are coming in negative. So these are the benchmarks that we need to outperform in order to make movement in our market. So for this example, we are going to be acting as a local Holiday Inn Express. Now, we can see here that when it comes to our positive reviews, we're actually pacing at 2.3% higher than the market average, which is really great to see. What we also love to see is that they're also receiving fewer negative reviews than the market average. This means that they're outpacing the market, meaning there's room for movement here. So that's all great, but let's see how we're pacing comparatively to local competition that hopefully we can jump over. So this is the Hampton Inn here. As you can see, they're actually pacing positively at a faster rate. So the speed of the positive reviews that they're receiving are higher than the Holiday Inn Express. They're even receiving fewer negative reviews than the Holiday Inn Express. So on this current pace, the Holiday Inn Express would have a very tough time in catching up to the Hampton Inn without putting a strategy in place. Now, the Quality Inn is a completely different story here. The Quality Inn is actually receiving a lot less positive reviews than the market average. They're trending downward. So they're probably slipping in the rankings right now. They're also seeing the opposite effect of their negative reviews. They're actually having more negative reviews than the market average. So again, this is a hotel that might be trending the other way. This market reputation trend analysis can give us great insight into how the race for reputation superiority will play out in this market moving forward. So let's head live to the starting line to see who will end up in the reputation winner circle for the TripAdvisor 500 in this market. For this particular race, Again, this is a live example that's going on right now. We are going to start in March 2018, months before the busiest season of the entire year. This is the time where hoteliers need to be jockeying for the highest ranking possible to put themselves in the best position to capture travelers in the busy summer months. It's ranking changes in these months that could be the difference between hitting your seasonal revenue goals and not, sometimes resulting in disparities of thousands of dollars. In this example, again, the Holiday Inn Express has identified 5 local competitors that it plans to be outperforming: the Courtyard, Hampton Inn, Best Western, the Quality Inn, and the Comfort Inn. So let's get this race started and see how they perform lap by lap. So in April 2018, or lap 1, we already see some movement, position movement between the Holiday Inn and the Best Western. Again, most hoteliers are aware when they drop or move up in ranking, but they're not sure why. Let's get some insight into why this ranking change might have happened. Now, although this is a little tricky to predict without knowing the review trends before this race, we see that it was the Holiday Inn that was able to get 1 more positive review than every other competitor in the market, and 2 more reviews in total than its other competitors. Remember that TripAdvisor fuel. This helped satisfy TripAdvisor's need for both a higher quality, quantity, and recency of reviews. So it's these factors that could have played a major role in the movement over the Best Western to number 4 in the market. Now, before we move on, there is another major incident that happens in lap 1 that I want to draw your attention to, and that is the negative review that the Courtyard, who at this time is currently ranked the highest competitor, received. Negative reviews are like flat tires on a car. They really slow you down. In fact, in order to cancel out a 1-star review on TripAdvisor, a hotel would need to receive 5 excellent 5-star reviews. Negative reviews can absolutely devastate a hotel's reputation very quickly and cannot be taken lightly. So as we continue the race, I want us to check in to see if this negative review comes back to eventually haunt the Courtyard. So in lap 2, it looks like the Courtyard has been able to hold its position, but the number of positive reviews they received last month is not outpacing any of the other competitors, and it still has not made up for the negative review that it received in lap 1. This will come back to bite them next lap. Checking in on the Best Western, it's not doing itself any favors by receiving a negative review after it dropped a spot to the Holiday Inn last month. Both the Hampton Inn and the Comfort Inn receive 1 more positive review than any of its counterparts, which will help them retain their positions. Now, the Quality Inn did receive 1 positive review, but ultimately this could come back to hurt them, because from a review quantity standpoint, they're not keeping pace with the rest of the competition. Again, reference that TripAdvisor fuel and what it takes to move. In lap 3, the Courtyard completely spins out. It drops 2 spots right before the critical summer months. Now, instead of starting the summer at number 2, it is sitting right in the middle of the pack at number 4. This will not only have an impact on occupancy, but also could determine what rates they're able to charge. It also does not help that other than the Quality Inn, the Courtyard received the fewest amount of positive reviews, which means its new position could be more permanent than what they were wanting. The Hampton, which continues to have a strong pace of positive reviews, is able to take the Courtyard's ranking at the top of the leaderboard, and the Holiday Inn is following closely behind. Although the Best Western ended the last month with the most positive reviews in the market, again, it's still trying to recover from the flat tire or that negative review that it received in lap 2. We see another average month for the Comfort Inn, but it looks as if they are starting to slow down a bit. And the Quality Inn is in a lot of trouble. It's about to run out of fuel because for the second consecutive lap and month, it is severely underperforming in comparison to the rest of the market. This month, receiving 0 total reviews for the entire month. Lap 4, we finally see that lack of the review feedback catch up to the Quality Inn as they fall a spot even further behind their competition. The Courtyard, after being jumped in lap 3, procures another negative response, essentially cementing their new position in the middle of the pack for the rest of the busy summer. The Comfort Inn we see with some positive feedback, but consistently, again, below the market average. So let's take a look at the final lap and what we're looking like today in August 2018. So here we are, final lap of the race. The top of the pack of competitors stays consistent, but you can see that the Comfort Inn dropped a spot. And based on their slowing review flow, we can see why that is. As we all know, the race for the top spot on TripAdvisor does not stop here. It is a continuous rivalry that can lead to major ADR and RevPar gains or losses. So hopefully after this webinar, when you see movement on your hotel's TripAdvisor ranking, it shifts your mentality from who moved in front or behind me in the rankings to how did I move in front or behind my competition. Now, before we wrap up, let's put this in reverse and take a look at what the Quality Inn, who finished in last place in this race, would need to do if it wanted to make a move and land in the winner's circle moving forward. So what I'm about to show you is actually something we call our TripAdvisor calculator. And this is going to show you quite a number of things here when it comes to overall reputation. So in this TripAdvisor calculator, we can see a total review flow of the last 12 months. So essentially think of this as your odometer or your mileage, right? Where have you come from? Now, the Quality Inn, we can see, has been receiving, their quality of reviews is not the problem. It seems to be the quantity. The most reviews they've ever received in 1 month has actually been only 3 in the busy summer months. As we come down here, we're kind of looking at our gas tank or our fuel index and see how this is going to carry them on to next year if they keep at the same pace that they're at. So their score today is a 3.638, which would come up as TripAdvisor as around a 3.5. Now, if they stay on the same track that they did in 2017 to 2018, next year at this time, they're only going to be up a 0.038 score difference. So implementing a strategy here, you would want to see that really jump to a lot higher than what this is. Another thing that we talk about all the time here at Travel Media Group is the importance to review response. So this will also show you over the course of a 12-month period how many of those reviews have been responded to. Now it looks like they're doing they have 63% of them responded to, but in the last 2 months they've really dropped the ball. And this has been in the critical summer months when travelers are looking at reviews the most. So lastly, what we would go over in this reputation consultation is a goal with them, right? If they have a particular goal, they want to be at a 4-star and they're currently at a 3.6. What is it going to take in order to hit that goal? Well, in order to achieve the goal that we put out at a 4-star, they would need 97 5-star reviews. And based on the total amount of review flow that they received last year, only 16, that means that would almost take them 5 years to hit that goal. If they wanted to increase their star rating by an entire point, so from a 3.6 to a 4.6, they would need over 750 reviews, 5-star reviews. So what I wanted to demonstrate here is that we can have both long-term goals and short-term goals, and they're constantly changing when it comes to review flow. But what we're able to do here is really diagnose what's going to take you to that next level of where you want to be. So between analyzing the reputation market trends through Travel Media Group's tracking tools and studying a hotel's TripAdvisor calculator, which we just saw, we're essentially looking under the hood of a property's reputation and can diagnose on how to optimize reputation and review efficiency. So let's take a look at what our pit crew found when working on the Quality Inn's reputation. So this reputation tune-up that we would suggest for this particular hotel is, the first thing is use reputation tracking tools to keep pace. Think of Bob's situation. We can use our tracking tools and analytics to determine where you need to focus your other efforts, whether that be getting more positive feedback, less negative feedback, or sometimes in some cases, both. The second thing is we've got to increase review flow, right? Again, TripAdvisor fuel. The quantity of reviews that you have and recency play a major factor in your ranking. So to help with this, we have a post-stay email strategy to help our partners gain more positive feedback to the review sites they're really trying to focus on. And lastly, use sentiment analysis from reviews to find opportunity. What I mean by that is that some of the tools that we provide our partners, it reports on what travelers are actually saying within their reviews and where there's opportunity to get higher rated reviews. For example, if customer service or housekeeping keeps showing up in your negative reviews, that's an opportunity for training, which would help your overall star rating. Or if you keep hearing that noises in the hotel is a problem, capital investments or upgrades to your amenities, again, could help you get more reviews and better ratings. So as promised, here is my contact information. I can't stress enough, every single market is different out there. And if you've seen some major movement in your market, or even if you're just looking to have a goal for 2019, I can't stress enough that you need to know your market before you can create a strategy. We can help you with a reputation consultation that can show you exactly what I showed you today, the pace that your competitors are at and what you'll need in order to get to that next level of your reputation to help your RevPar. So again, here is my contact information. It's my direct email and phone number. We're going to continue our educational webinar series in 2018. Next month, I'm really excited about this one. We're going to be talking about user-generated content from social media, so reviews, everything on there about your property. How can you use that to grow your business, leverage it and grow your business? So that's going to be happening in September. The link to sign up for that is at the very bottom. And lastly, if you really enjoy some of the content that we have going on here, we actually just launched our Sweet Spot podcast. So this is a hotel marketing podcast that I host. We do some almost bi-weekly episodes of some really good content, pretty much everything that there is to know about hotel marketing. I want to thank everyone for taking the time. Again, feel free to reach out to me. I hope you found this very educational and valuable, and enjoy the rest of your week, everyone.